Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Monday YouTube Live, Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. I'm so glad that you could join me. Don't forget to tell me where you're from. If I look to the side, it's just so that I can see the comments. And if I don't get to your comments, I will after the live. So I'm just saying hello to everyone so far. Definitely let me know where you're from and also if it's your first time watching me, okay? Hi, Diane. Hi, Karen. Thank you all for tuning in. And we are going to get started. So, as you can see, I have my grab your coffee, grab your tea t-shirt on. I also have my mug. So, definitely grab your coffee, grab your tea, or whatever you're drinking, and come stamp with me. So, a couple of things first. I am so excited. I don't know if anybody saw, I did post it on my Facebook page. There's some new items in the Stampersdelight shop.com. There's kids t-shirts that say Stamper in Training. So I think that's really cute for grandchildren or children. And also, if you're a demonstrator watching this live, there are now t-shirts and sweatshirts that say Stamping My Way to My Next Vacation. So if that doesn't give you incentive, I don't know what does. It also makes great gifts for your teammates or friends. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Catherine, Bree, Deborah. Thank you all for tuning in. So again, don't forget to check that out. Also, I posted that I have 4 spots left for the paper share. All of this information will be on my blog, Stampersdelight.com, by tomorrow, including the dimensions for the card that I'm going to show you tonight. Okay, so we are going to get started. Again, Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com, if you'd like to place an order with me. This is my August host code, so don't forget to use that unless your order is more than $150. You don't want to use that because you want to get the hostess credits, okay? Again, for the shop, and I'm just going to move this up here. It never seems to be straight. Stampersdelight.com or Stampersdelightshop.com to check out the apparel stuff. I am in love with those t-shirts for the kids. I really am. Well, I'm in love with these Stamping My Way to My Next trip, too. But you definitely want to check those out. Okay, so what we're going to get started with is the paper share that I told you about. Okay, 4 spots for that. Also, my August online class ends tomorrow. Sign up. That is the Whimsical Trees. Why do I always have to cough when I get on here? I work on the phones all day long, so it's kind of tough for me after an 8-hour day of being on the phones without coughing, I guess. So the Whimsical Trees bundle or suite, I did a video on that, and that is my August online class. And you have to sign up for that by tomorrow, and that is also going to be on my blog, okay? Hi, everyone. Hey, Winann. Hey, Faith. All right, so we're going to get started. So, of course, the mini catalog is live now. We can actually open it, which I'll do in a second, and also Celebration. Let me tell you, this is the best time to place your orders because we have some gorgeous paper in here, designer series paper, and some great stamp sets that you can get free with a qualifying order. And I also did a lot of that in my stamping Christmas in July. Okay, so you definitely want to check that out. Also, if you've been on the fence about joining Stampin' Up! In my team, check out the back. Because for $99, you can get $125 in merchandise. And on top of that, you can get one of 12 bundles free. Okay, so we are going to get started. And the great thing is, Beauty of Tomorrow bundle, which I'm going to show you tonight, is one of those bundles. So I was waiting here in the U.S. We had to wait quite a while, actually, for this designer series paper, and I didn't get to show it on my pre-order, but wait till you see it tonight. It is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, definitely share my videos. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave me a comment. I am trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before I retire from my day job and do this full-time. on December 3rd. So this is the Blackberry Beauty. So you have the stamp set and the dies, which I'm going to show you. There's some beautiful gold shimmer vellum. There is a stamping pack, and there's some great ribbon. Okay, so that can be found on page 44. So you definitely want to check that out. So let's start with a couple of samples. One of the things I'm going to show you, and I don't normally show this early, but I'm going to. I have my in-home class tomorrow, and this is one of the cards that we're doing. Okay, so you can see that oh, wait a minute. Before I go there, let's check out the stamp set. Okay, beautiful stamp set and the dies. The dies are magnificent. Okay, so you got this one large die, and I'm going to show you a trick with this. Okay, there's a little piece stuck in there. And then you have some leaves, and of course these pieces cut out these 3 stamps. Okay, so there's the dies. Absolutely beautiful. I'll move that right up here. So this is one of the cards that my stampers are going to be doing tomorrow. And Winann, I do see you on here, so close your eyes if you don't want to see it. So this is on Blackberry paper, and you can see that beautiful die back there. And you notice it's just half of that, so I cut it. I cut it in half. Look at that gorgeous paper with that foil added to it. Isn't that beautiful? Also, what I used, and I thought these went really well with this stamp set, are the gilded gold gems. So this is the first card. Hi, Jacqueline. That's the first card that I wanted to show you. And again, if you're coming to my in-home class tomorrow, we are going to be making that. The next one, and I'm going to bring this paper in because I want to show you something really cool about this paper. And I know you've probably seen this before, but I like to show it again. This is one sheet of Designer Series paper that is with the, and this would make a gorgeous 12 by 12 scrapbook page, or you could cut it in half and just use half for that. But if you cut this down at 4 inches, okay, each way, you can get several cards made out of this. Really quick and easy. And with that, too late. Okay, Winann said too late. She already saw the card. Okay, so with that, I just cut this Designer Series paper at 3 1/4 by 5. I used some early espresso in the back, and that was 4 by 5 1/4. And then I thought this color looked great with the gray granite. Just really looked really nice to me. I added some more of those gems. And these pieces are actually from this packet, the Blackberry Beauty packet. And lots of stuff in here. You're going to see me use some pieces tonight. We got some tags and some gold foil die cuts. Okay. A little square, and inside you have some die cuts for your sentiments. And then you have some in color. Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. So these, you can make some quick, easy cards. Now, we do have a couple of these owls. And I got to be honest with you, I think I would save those for Halloween. They just look like a Halloween kind of thing to me. Okay? But to each his own. Just telling you my idea. So, again, you can get 6 cards out of that piece of Designer Series paper. Stamp a sentiment. Use those die cuts from that packet. A little bit of ribbon right here. And then you have a beautiful card. Okay. The next one, I used Rich Razzleberry. And yes, in the catalog, it does tell you the colors that coordinate with it. I used the Rich Razzleberry, some cinnamon cider, and some of the paper that didn't have the gold in it. And this is, again, from that paper pack. Let me just show you, because you get a lot here. Okay, you can pop this out. I love this. I might have to order another one of these packs because I just love the pieces in it. Okay, and then these pop out so that you can use those for your sentiments, but you're left with this great little frame. Trying not to rip it on camera. So there's the frame, and you can use that and just put like a 3x3 piece of cardstock back there. And then also, you can actually, which I've been known to do, is cut this frame too and use that. I use all my pieces. How about you? Hi, Paper Hugs. Okay, so that's what I did with this one. And the sentiment is really nice for the fall. The changing of leaves remind us that new wonders are just around the corner. And again, there'll be still shots on my blog, Stampersdelight.com tomorrow, okay? I don't know that I'm going to get to it tonight. And there's those gold gems again. Hello, Jenny from Australia. So I left that blank because I'm not sure what I'm going to use this card for. But that's another one. Now I'm going to show you the card that I will be making tonight. And I found this on Pinterest. I'm sure it's been around for a while, but I fell in love with it. And this card right here. So again, there's from those pieces from the paper pack. This is actually that big die, and I just cut up a bunch of pieces out of it. Okay, so can you see that? So let me just explain that again. So when you cut this, and I'm going to cut one later, so you'll see. When you cut this big die out, you get this beautiful, beautiful vellum here. And of course, you could use your cardstock too. So that takes up the whole piece. What you can do is cut it in half, like I did with this, and only use half of it. And then you can cut different pieces up and use them as smaller pieces. So this is the card I will be showing you tonight. And we're going to open that up. Now, you know me with my ribbon. I always tell you whether I love it or not. This one is a little harder to work with as far as tying a bow, but you can. Because of the gold in there, I think. But it absolutely looks beautiful. So when you untie that, that's the inside of the card. And that's the one I'm going to be showing you how to make tonight. I do have a couple other samples, and I'm probably not going to tie this very well right now. Maybe I will. Let's see. Let's tie it back up. I start upside down. I always do. See? And my hands are too far away from me to tie this, so I have to bring it back a little bit towards me. Once I retire, I have an area, my work area for my day job, that will be set up for my videos all the time, so it will be a little bit more comfortable for me. And then I just tie it. There we go. Okay, so before I show you how to make that card, let me just show you a couple of Halloween cards that I did with that. Same idea, but I used the Frightfully Cute and the Cute Halloween, and I made a couple of those cards with this. And there we have that one. Okay. Another one that I did. Of course, I love that Halloween Designer Series paper. Nathan, if you're on, I know you love it because Nathan loves Halloween. Okay, so we untie that. And again, that's the card. It's actually pretty easy to make. What do I do as a day job? I work for a healthcare insurance company, and I'm a healthcare advocate, customer advocate. One thing I want to show you, and I'll put these on another day because I showed you those Halloween. Here's another couple cute Halloween cards that I did using that Frightfully Cute that I did my scrapbook page on yesterday. And I love this. And then here's another one. I figured I'd just show you since I'm not doing a video on that one. I did the video on the scrapbook page. And then here's one with that great glitter paper. Aren't they cute? I'll also have still shots of those on the blog. Okay, so to make this card, we are going to take, I'm going to use, let's see, let me see which one I used for this one. I used the Blackberry. So I am going to try using Rich Razzleberry. Okay, so I'll start with the Rich Razzleberry this time. It's a half a sheet of cardstock. And you are going to score that at 3.5 inches. That's about all you got to do. Okay, so we're going to go in, and I am going to score that at 3.5 inches. Okay? All right. I am going to bring in my paper here, my grid paper, and yet you can order that online in our catalog also. I'm going to line that up this way. I've done it wrong a couple of times. I'm going to, let me bring that up so you can see it. Okay, so I'm bringing this up. So what I'm doing is I am marking with a pencil, just a small mark there at 1 inch. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side at 1 inch. Okay, I'm going to keep this here because I'm probably going to make 2 of them. I am going to bring in one of my scalloped edge punches, the banner punches, and we have 2 of them. Either one works, but I'm going to use this one. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that mark right there. You are going to squish this in. It does go in. And if I can show you, there's that mark. There's that 1 inch mark. I'm going to line that up to the very edge of this punch right here. Okay, you want to get it in there straight. You want it to be straight. And I am going to punch. Hello, Nicole. And I'm pulling it out. And that's what starts your card. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over because that's where that other mark is. I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to line the edge of my punch up to that mark. And there we have what we need. Now, you need to cut these pieces off. And you can, you can use your scissors if you want. But I want it to be straight. And no matter how much I try to do things straight, I usually mess it up. So I'm going to put this on my paper trimmer and get it right in that slot. Okay. And I'm going to just cut up to that edge. Okay. I'm going to bring that up to this side and slice that off right there. Sometimes I don't get it quite to the end because I'm afraid I'm going to cut into what I need. So I might snip that off. Okay. And take that out. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to bring that in. Slice that up. And then bring it down. I'm just checking to make sure I don't go too far. There we go. And take that piece out. And that makes my card. I'm going to fold that over. I'm going to bring in my bone folder, which should be on here, and I don't see it. And it should be. So let me grab my bone folder. I really do set everything up ahead of time, but it's amazing. You always forget something. So let's move this up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to give that a good burnishing. Now, you can go ahead and score that with your paper trimmer if you want, but I'm just going to flip it over. Okay, just that little tab. I'm going to do a good burnishing on that. Okay, and there's my card. It's as easy as that. Okay, remember, I'll have all the directions on my blog. I'm going to bring in a couple of pieces of Cardstock and Designer Series paper. Okay, so the cardstock right here, okay, is 2.5 by 5.25. And then the Designer Series paper that I'm going to bring in is 2.25 by 5. And that layers nice up there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and layer that on. Just using my Stampin' Seal. I am going to, whoop, didn't want it quite there. Just putting that down just to give it a nice little edge. Okay. And then that's going to go right down onto my cardstock. Yes, these colors are absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just going to layer that right on there. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring in some of those great little pieces that are here. There's one there. And this is also another piece you can use. See how they come apart? So this you could actually use a piece of cardstock. Let me show you. You could actually just put this on a piece of cardstock and stamp right there. Okay, but we're not doing that right now. Okay, so this is going to be for my sentiment, which I'm not sure which sentiment I'm going to use. Probably this one, because it's a small one. I'm going to use that one. I'm going to bring in these pieces again. We are going to do some stamping, I promise. I'm going to bring in, let's see, maybe, let's see, we're going to bring in this piece. And that's going to go right there. And let's see, I think I'll bring in this one. No, I think I'll bring in a gold piece. Let's bring in this gold piece. This one. Sometimes I pop them all out and then just play around with them to see which way I want it. Okay, so this could go right here, and this could go right here. And I can put that right there. But I want to use a little of that beautiful vellum. So let's see what I have here. I already cut a piece. So here's the vellum that's cut in half. So that is that big die, okay? And I just cut it in half. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of this here. I'm actually going to go over that little flap there and just see where I want it, right about there. Okay, I'm going to bring in my silicone mat because I only want this on certain places. And the silicone mat will keep it where I don't want it. Okay, go ahead and do that. And I also don't want it to hang over this side. So I am going to go ahead and add that right there. Okay, there we go. Then I'll add these pieces to it. And for this, I'm going to use some glue dots. So let me grab my glue dots. Again, our glue dots come on a roll. I always have the leftover paper pumpkin here. So I am going to turn around with this one. Well, this is actually large enough. You know what? I think I'm going to change that already. I'm going to use my dimensionals. See? I'm already changing my mind. But that's what I do live. Okay. Put that there. Oh, that's okay. If you're a little late, you can always watch the replay. I'm going to put that right there. Okay, now this one, I will use the glue dots because I am actually just going to layer that right on top of what I've got there. So 3 should be enough for that. This is an absolutely beautiful set. And I am just going to add that right here. Okay. So now I have my sentiment, and I'm actually going to put my sentiment up a little higher so that the bottom of this, I could put it here, but I kind of like it in the middle there. So I'm going to grab the I Am Here For You, because that's what's going to fit on that. And I'm going to stamp on that little piece, I am here for you. This one I am going to, again, grab my dimensionals, and my Blackberry Bliss is very wet, so I got to be careful with that one. I think I just re-inked it. I don't want it to smear. I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so I'm going to leave that for a second. I am going to grab a regular piece of art. Oh, by the way, this is very vanilla. I don't use it as much as I do the basic white, but this set I think looks great with that. I have strips left over from when I cut other papers, when I made the other cards. So let me bring in a strip that I had left over. And you can use either side, but look at that. I can actually use the same strip, but I like to use it different. So what I'm going to do is, this is 4 by 5 1/4. I am going to cut this piece at 5 1/4. Pretty sure it's 5 1/4. It's just a leftover strip I had. And that should fit nicely on there. I'm actually going to cut it, I think, a little bit more, maybe to match that. So I'll do it at 5. I'm going to take my Stampin Seal, and I'm just going to layer that right on here. Just leaving a little bit of the, I want that down a little bit further. Okay. A little bit of the very vanilla showing. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring in a stamp. I'm not going to put a sentiment inside because, again, I don't know what I'm going to... Actually, I've changed my mind again. I think this stamp goes well with that. The changing of the leaves reminds us that new wonders are just around the corner. And this is for somebody that might be having a little hard time right now. And letting them know you're always there for them. So let's use that one. That beautiful sentiment. I'm going to bring in this stamp. And over on this side, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that right on my card. So we're going to just put that right in there. So there's the card. I'm going to grab the ribbon, which is right here. I tend to cut bigger pieces than I need. I don't usually measure it, but it's ribbon. I can always order more. I cut it at an angle so there's a little point there, so it's easier for me to knot it through. And then I'll trim it when I'm done. Now for tying it, I always tie upside down. For some reason it works better for me. I don't get crazy about my bows, but I do have a video out there that shows you how to tie different bows. One thing I do, always do, is I grab those ears, I grab those tails, and I pull them together. And it seems to make it work better. And then you can just flatten it out. And again, grab all 4, tighten it, and it makes a nice bow. Again, this is not a real thin ribbon, so it may take you a little while, but look at the results. And I think I want the bow a little bit smaller, so I'm just going to, there we go, just a tad smaller. I'm going to bring in those gems. Oh, thank you. I'm going to bring in those gems. And I am just going to take a large one, put it right here. Maybe a medium-sized one. Actually, I think those are the same size, but there are 3 sizes on here. And add one down here. So now I have some gems on there. And I think I'll add 2 little ones on this piece too. Bring in my envelope. Take that same flower. This is, well, first of all, I love Blackberry Beauty and Blackberry Bliss anyway. But this is just absolutely gorgeous. And there you have the card. Thank you, Patricia. All right, so now let's make another one. Let's do the Blackberry Bliss color. So we are going to do it again and change it up a little bit. So again, I'm going to take my paper, my grid paper, and I'm going to mark it at 1 inch, flip it, mark it at 1 inch. I'm going to bring in my scoring blade on my paper trimmer. I'm going to score that at 3.5. I am going to bring in, how about we use the other punch? Let's see what that one, how that one comes out. I don't know about tying that ribbon, but okay. So again, I just want to see how it comes out. I haven't used this punch with this card yet. We're going to slide that right in there, line it up. Flip it over to where I made that mark. Do the same thing. It actually goes in here pretty easy. And then punch. Okay. Bring the paper trimmer in again and just cut those sections off. Do it on this side. This one blade always falls out. There we go. Okay, let's move this back. And then just fold it in. Bone folder, give it a nice, thank you, Stella. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Kathy. Okay, so there we have that again. Now again, I'm just gonna bend this towards that inside and use my bone folder. Okay, so I have another piece of very vanilla cut. And again, this is at 2.5 by 5.25, so that's gonna go right there. And then I have another piece here, and this one has to be trimmed down a little bit. Okay, this is already at 2.25, but it needs to be at 5 inches. So I'm going to use 5 inches. This paper is just so beautiful. Okay, and that's going to layer right on top of there. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and layer that right onto my card. Put that right here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am actually going to bring in that vellum paper, and I am going to cut another one of those pieces from that die. So what I like to do is, obviously, I don't want to use all of this, so I'm just going to figure out, I use the paper trimmer, I go in here, I see how large I want it, because otherwise it's not going to go through my die cutting machine. So I'm just going to cut a strip off here, bring my die cutting machine in. I guess I have to get up to do that. All right. Let me turn it this way so you can see it. I'm in love with this die, with this gold shimmer. And I always roll it back. I will tell you, with this die, when you do that, most of it comes out. But what doesn't, just use your little wire brush to get out, or I'm going to put this right here because we're going to be using that again. And just take that right out. Okay, so here are all those leaves. And if I just twist that a little bit here and there, all those unwanted pieces actually come out of this. There's like one there. Look at that. How easy was that, right? All right, so let's see what I want to do with this. I mean, obviously, I don't want to put it over the whole thing. So again, I'm going to cut this piece so that I can use it in half. I'm going to just cut that right in the middle. And I don't want this piece on the side, so I am going to cut these off. And I have two little leaves I can use for later on. So it is going to go over this, but the ribbon's going to go here. So I got to be careful where I put that. So I'm going to push that up a little bit. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat again. I haven't done, I mean, this is my card on the fly, so we're just playing here. And I'm so glad you could join me for playtime. Okay, so I want to keep that right about here. I'm okay with it going over this side. Okay, so let's put that down. That's going to stay right on there. Okay, so I still have a piece left to put my ribbon in. Okay, now I'm going to do some stamping with the regular stamps we have here. So let me bring those in. I have this beautiful stamp right here. I'm going to stamp that right there. I'm going to stamp the bird and the other flower. And then I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine again. Now when I do it, all of those on one piece, what I like about that is I can cut them all out all at one time. Save some time. So I'm going to go ahead and put those down. I am going to get the dies out. And layer those right on top here. And just grab that one. Now you can use Post-it notes, which I highly recommend. Of course, I don't have mine on the table, so we're not going to do that tonight. And we're just going to keep our fingers crossed they don't jiggle it too much. Okay, and I'm going to sandwich that in. I am going to cut those out. Look at that, they fall right out. Okay, I have these three pieces. Let me put them right there where I can see them, because if you watch me, you know I lose things all the time. Okay, and let me put my dies back before I forget where those are. Okay, so here's my pieces. And let's see what I want to do with this. I have this one, and of course the beautiful little bird. He can go up there, I think. But I need some more gold. So let's grab another one of these. Let's see if I want a full gold one. Oh, maybe this one. This might be pretty inside. Let's see. I need something to break that up. I don't know. I think maybe more gold. What do you think? So let's see this one. This one has a little more gold to it. Yeah, I think I like that one better. And maybe this little one, maybe both of them. Layer a bunch of these on there. How beautiful is that? Oh yeah, what do you think? I'd go with all of them, right? Let's see what else we got. Oh, you know what? How about let's use this. We can tuck this over here. Do I like this? I don't know if I like this. More gold? More gold. Okay, so we're going with the more gold. We're going to leave that out. Okay, so we got that first. I'm going to go ahead and start layering this. I can always add more. Put that there. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat because I don't feel like using the glue dots. And I'm just going to add a little glue on this. Put that right in the middle so it kind of brings that out. And then layer this one because it's got some white on it, so that brings it out. I'm going to angle that one this way. This one I think I'm going to use. See, I already lost the other piece, didn't I? Oh, there it is. Okay, this one I think I'm going to use glue dimensionals on this. Okay, so let me use dimensionals on that one. Add that over here. And then this little one is going to pop right on top of there. So this one I am going to use regular, just some adhesive on here. Put that right in the middle there. I don't know where I'm going to put the bird yet, so we'll wait and see. I got an idea, I think. Okay, so I'm going to grab another one of those die cuts and decide where I want that. Now, I can put it over here, but that's where the ribbon's going to go. I could put it sideways. How about right here? Ooh, maybe the bird right in the middle of it. Nope, don't like that. Let's see what other one I want to use. Oh, maybe I use a tag. What do you think? Let's grab one of those cute little tags. I might change this whole card before I'm done. That tag's too big, I think. Oh, not if I put them down there. Maybe I'll do that. All right, let me ink this up and see if I like this. Okay, so this is, I know this is a difficult day. Let's see if that fits right on there. No, it's not going to fit, so I'm not going to use that one. I don't want to use that same one. Okay, I think I might put the bird on there. What do you think about that with a little ribbon here? Well, let's try it. Let me grab a little ribbon. This is why I like doing it this way. I like having fun while you're on watching me, so you can help me along here. Okay, I need a longer piece than that, so let's grab some longer ribbon. And I'm just going to tie that. Actually, I think what I'm going to try to do is grab it through the other way. Let me see if I can grab it this way. I didn't design anything for this. Okay, so I'm pulling that through. And then I'm going to pull those through this way. And then just tighten it up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to snip those because I don't want them that long. At least I don't think I do. If I do, it's too late now. Okay. I'm going to put this down here because I don't want to cover up those flowers. So I am going to go ahead and add some adhesive here. I am going to add the bird right here. I'm going to put him on a dimensional. Hello, Michigan. Ooh, I like that. So maybe I don't need anything on the front of the card. Maybe I will just leave it like that. Okay, so let's grab the inside. And again, I am going to use that beautiful, the changing of the leaves. It's just such a nice sentiment. I'm going to grab this, which is the large stamp that I used, and I already inked it off. I'm just going to put that right there behind it. See if I have any strips left of something else. No, that's too busy. Don't like that. So let's just go with a plain one. I have a kind of a busy front on this card, so I don't think it needs any more busyness inside. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to grab the ribbon and pull that through here. The bird looks nice on a card. Yeah, you know, sometimes you don't need a sentiment on the front. Okay, so let's just tie this now. I could actually tie this in a knot, but I'm going to tie it in a bow and see how that looks first. Might be too much ribbon. We'll see. I don't know that there's ever too much ribbon. Okay, I'm going to make that smaller because of that other piece of ribbon there. Let's cut that off. See how it looks. I can always change it if I don't like it, right? Oop, not in camera view. Nice little bow there. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, let's put some gems on it. You know, you're like, oh, but wowzer. Thank you so much, Carol. Okay, so let's bring in those gems again and see what's, I have pieces here. I want the small ones, I think, for this. I've got enough going on there. I don't need the medium size. I do want the tiny ones on this. So I'm going to take some of those tiny ones and just add a few of those around it. What do you think? Now I could get that same paper if I wanted to change it and put a strip there. I can add it. Let me just cut a little strip here and see if I like that. Yes, I know. I'm already done with the card and I'm still thinking about changing it. But let's see what you think, okay? I'm just going to take this paper and cut a little strip because I can always add it. And, whoop, 5 inches. I always find ways to use my strips, so I'm not worried about that. All right, so before I open it, I can put that in there. And I think that really looks better. What do you think? I like that strip in there. It looked too plain to me. So I'm going to untie this great bow that I just did. I have to tie it again. And I am going to add that strip of the same Designer Series paper on the end of it. Oh, thank you. Karen says priceless. Okay, so we are going to add that right there. I just think it needed that. Okay. And then let's close that back up. Now it'll be a little harder to tie this bow because it's smaller. The ribbon is a lot smaller, but we'll see how I do. Not the best, but I can redo that. Whoop. Let me flip that over here. I can wiggle it around and play with it till I get it the way I want it. Want that piece out of there. There we go. And there, I think it looks better with that strip. Oh yeah, you got to get this set. It's beautiful. Okay, and then let's grab an envelope. And for this envelope, I think I'm going to use that bird. I guess it could be a dove too, right? I'm just going to add that on there. Whoop, he's soaring up on that one, but okay. So there is my card. There's my 2 cards. Let me bring them back in. Let me move all this stuff so you can see them. What did you think about this card? Very easy to do. And I think it looks beautiful. Okay, so we have this one. And of course we had this one. And the first one I did. Which one's your favorite? I'll show you those afterwards. And then from this suite, again, the earlier ones. Don't forget to check out my blog tomorrow, Stampersdelight.com, for the still shots. Let me know which one is your favorite. You like the strip in it? Yeah, I do too. Okay, and of course, these I untied, but these are the Halloween ones. Very quick, easy, fun fold for you to do. I hope you enjoyed the cards. Let me just flip the camera up. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Again, Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also don't forget to look at Stampersdelight.com for the still shots tomorrow. And take a look at Stampersdelightshop.com for some stamping apparel. I hope you all have a great, great week. I will be back Friday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live. I hope you'll join me. Until then, have a great week, everybody, and keep on stamping, Stampers.